Every hunt is special. But some hunts, they stand out above all the others.
I just shot one running through the woods, chasing after it.
In this first season of me trying to kill a turkey on my own, the task has proven to be very difficult. With my lack of knowledge and poor calling skills, it seemed that getting a bird was going to be a tall order.
He's just going calling.
With Josh behind the camera, we set out on the final morning of my hunt. Little did we know what was in store for us that day. All right, so we were just driving on a back road here, and this stinking turkey is out in the middle of the dang road. All of a sudden, he's running away from our truck. He's got a good beard on him, real nice, nice looking turkey. So we backed up, and we're trying to find a game plan right now because it's kind of in a tricky spot, you know, where you can't really walk down the road because he's out on the road right now, and we can't slip into the woods here because it's all private land on both sides of us. We're just going to have to keep an eye on him here for a few minutes, and hopefully he'll move towards the public land, and then we can get a crack at him, get out of the vehicle, and start calling to him. But we did, when we turned around, we saw another hen, so there's at least 2 hens in this area that are on this side of the road that he's probably going to want to get to. Shaping up to be a very interesting morning, and at least we're finally getting some footage of a turkey. The last day of my season, we finally get a turkey on film. He's right over there. Oh yeah. This might happen. Still, he's on the private land though right now.
He is ready to go, man. He's fired up.
He sounds like he's a couple hundred yards away. This is the sucky part about all this public-private crap. We're right on the edge of the private land right here. It's that opening right there. He's headed towards some food plots on the private land. So our chance of actually getting him to come is probably pretty slim. He knows we're here, man. There's 2 gobblers. Where's that? That one sounds like it's out in the food plot. All right, so we figured out a little bit of a game plan here. This turkey is headed up to this food plot, and he's going north to get to that. And there's some food plots that kind of head up north that string throughout this whole property. And there's public land on the north side of the property. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to swing around and head up north, get up on the north side of this, and try to call him to us, because we're just not in the path of travel that he actually wants to go in. He's headed this way. So we're going to try to draw him on that line that he's already going on, and hopefully see if we can get him to step out where we can get a shot at him. So one thing we've been noticing in this whole area is that there's a lot of turkey scratching all over the place. We got all sorts of it in this area, but especially back on that ridge back there. So we know that turkeys are spending a lot of time in this entire area. Wow, he's found a good spot to go across. I did the whole splits there.
carrying a 20-some pound bird out of the woods. If we get one here, that's going to be a chore. We're back in the woods a ways. We heard him gobble when we were just on the corner up there, and he was back in here. And he's close. Leave my man, just leave it there. Oh, my heart is racing. Time and he went right past us. We were probably 30 yards from him when he gobbled. I was doing an interview like 30 yards from him. Didn't even know. He's straight up ahead of us on this trail. I think we keep going after that one because he's the one I think we got a better chance at. I wonder if we scared them or something and that's why they're running. I don't know. It just seems so weird that a turkey would run away from the hen like that. I mean, we're gonna just do this cat and mouse game with them here until forever because they're not coming into the calls. Man, I got a sweat going. We've been running. Well, it looks like this bad boy is in a romantic mood today. He's making the girl work for it. All right, we're gonna kind of circle around because he keeps running away from us, but there's a trail that he's just about on right now that we need to get on. So we're gonna go circle around. Wow, that's deep. Be careful.
We ended up doing an 800-yard circle to get ahead of this bird. Finally, we did some calling and we were able to locate him. We were only about 120 yards away from the bird, so we decided to sneak in a little bit closer to set up on him. He was responding to almost every call that we made, and he started to make his way towards us. When he got to about 60 yards, he hung up and would not come any closer, and we could hear him start to walk away from us, going in the northern direction again. As you can imagine, frustration was starting to set in. We were starting to run out of time at this point, so we decided to make one final push to get ahead of this bird. While we were running ahead to get in front of this bird, we heard a second gobbler, and he was further north. They were both headed towards each other, and so we tried to jump in between them, but we were a little bit too late. Josh spotted a huge tom running through the opening that we were going to set up on. So we snuck in, and I spotted the bird at 50 yards. And this put us into a mad scramble trying to get the camera set up and ready to go. And when I tried to give him one little soft call to get him to come a little closer for my shot, he ended up walking away, and that was that. The hunt was over at this point, or so I thought it was.
All right, we had one of the most exciting hunts ever this morning. We chased this one bird through the woods, and straight line distance from where we got out of the truck to this ending spot right now is 1.46 miles. And we were winding and going up and down and all over, so we easily covered 2 to 2.5 miles, at least that. So, man, we had our opportunities, and at big birds too. Holy cow. This last one here that we saw, I'll have you point it kind of over there. We came sneaking along this bank over here because we knew that there was a turkey in here because we saw him as we came around that corner. And we set up right on that bank right there. And then I spotted him right here. And I was like, hit the deck. And we dove into the woods just to get out of his sight. And we tried calling to him. He gobbled right away. And I don't know if it freaked him out or whatever, but then he cruised up over towards the sandbank over there, and he was dusting himself in the sandbank, and Josh was trying to get him on camera at that point, and then he just went right up into the woods. And his beard, Josh saw it. I didn't really get a good look at his beard because I was just trying to focus on so much of where to set up and everything, but Josh saw the beard, and he said that when he was trotting, its beard was dragging on the ground. Wow, we're literally going to have to call somebody to pick us up at the road on the opposite side of this entire property because we covered so much ground. So we're going to have to get hustling to get out of here so I can get back to work. But even though we didn't get a bird today, that was exhilarating and learned a lot too. I think that we spoofed those birds a little bit, and that's why they kept staying ahead of us, and we kept trying to circle around them to cut them off. And we had a giant block of public land timber to work with here, so we were able to just cruise on them. But this is one of those hunts that we'll be talking about for years, sitting and processing how this hunt unfolded. Exciting to the very end. Absolutely. We even at the very last little bit of this, we had that turkey here, and we had our main one that we were following, which had a really long beard too. And those two were calling back and forth over here, and we were thinking we need to set up in between them. And I mean, it was just nuts. Absolutely exciting.
I ended up calling my wife, Nicole, to come pick us up because we were way out in the boonies, and she picked us up at the main road and drove us over to our truck. We had to go head out to that spot where we had left some gear when we had that 30-yard encounter with the Tom. While we were driving in on that logging road, Josh spotted 2 turkeys ahead of us crossing the road. I thought they were just hens, but Josh told me, "Get the gun ready."
I had sticks whipping me in the face as I was running through the woods. I was just plowing because I'm like, I don't want him to get away. Babe, you're never going to believe it. I just shot a Tom.
Did you? I was thinking that might happen.
We pulled in that road to go pick up our stuff. And we're like, Josh was like, "There's 2 Toms!" Or you just saw 2 turkeys. You didn't even know we didn't even know if they were Toms. We just saw them run across the road. And he's like, I'm like, "Oh, cool. I think they're hens." And he's like, "Get your gun." So I grabbed my gun and we jumped out of the truck. And he's like, "They're running away." And so I hopped over the edge and there was one further away and I saw a beard and I'm like, "Dude!" And so I pulled up my gun. It was too far away though, and too much brush. And outstepped this one from like 20 yards. And I hit him. And so then, but I didn't get, because he kind of moved right as I was shooting. And so he started kind of flopping away and running away. And so then we're literally like chasing him through the woods, plowing through sticks and brush, trying to catch up to this thing to get a second shot at it. And then
tell me Josh has the video going?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It was unreal. I thought my season was over. And I just shot one running through the woods, chasing after it. Oh my gosh, I thought my season was over. Oh, I love you, babe.
Love you, bye.
Oh! I peppered in that last shot. Dude, I can't even believe this is happening.
I'm just shaking so bad.
I know, dude. I'm losing it. What a finish. You couldn't have planned any more of a dramatic finish to this. There is nothing more dramatic than what just happened right now. Oh my gosh. That shows you it could happen even at the very last second. Oh my goodness, and a beautiful bird too. I mean, look at this. Look at this beard. Look at that. That's a big, thick, full beard. I mean, that's a 10-incher. Or close to, yeah, it's about a 10-inch beard. Yes. And the other one was just about as good. I just trying to soak it all up because this is unreal. I mean, this one, we kind of lucked out on this last one. A big time lucked out. We didn't even call to him. We just jumped out of the truck. I stepped over the edge. Boom! You know. This will definitely go down in the books as one of the best hunts of my life. Of all species. Unreal. Don't know if he's quite a limb hanger. No. Those hook pretty good though. No, doesn't. Let's. I still can't even believe it. That was such an adrenaline rush. I'm just like, oh no. Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's amazing. Amazing. Oh, if I can get my truck open. Leo's just freaking out. Get Daddy's bird.
This hunt will forever be one of my greatest memories. I'm really glad that I was able to share this moment with Josh. We were glowing about this hunt for weeks afterwards. I'm sure I made every mistake in the book on this hunt, but sometimes persistence and a little bit of dumb luck is all you need to make it happen. Sometimes it's in the adventure and the struggle that we get to experience God's creation and cherish it all the more.